Hi, I'm Jennifer Shelton, and today I'm going to talk about the benefits of travel have on education. This is my audience. So, some of the benefits that travel has on education. Back when we were in school, going through elementary school, middle school, and high school, we would go on educational field trips. Always to teach us something, always to educate us in some way, and to have fun. So when we were away from the classroom, we were allowed to have fun. Kids always look forward to having fun while going on the field trips because they were outside of the classroom, outside of the normal structure. Learning in a classroom with a teacher is one way to learn, but think of how it would be to learn while traveling. Going to those distance places that they try to teach you about in a classroom, learning new languages, learning cultures, visiting historical locations, and gaining an independence in yourself that you didn't have before or you may have lacked. There are hundreds of reasons to travel, but when traveling includes an educational aspect, you have to be open-minded and willing to step out of your comfort zone. In August of 2017, my family and I took a vacation to St. Augustine, Florida, one of the oldest continuously inhabited cities in the United States. Throughout and tell the history of the city and explain all the monuments and amazingly old places. It's truly an educational trip. I learned so much from this trip. I think their favorite sight to see for my children was the Pirate Museum, which houses one of the oldest known pirate treasures on display. First, today I want to talk about the benefits of travel, the education while you're in school. Then I want to talk about the different things you can learn from traveling when you're older. And then I want to tell you about some of the places that I've been. So when you're in school, they take you on different field trips. I remember taking a field trip to the Discovery Center, and we got to learn all kinds of scientific things. Another place we went in 8th grade, I got to go on a camping trip with our school and stay over, and we learned survival skills, different things that you could eat in the wilderness, all kinds of scientific things, and then they had different kind of academic activities in the mead hall at night after dinner. So it was definitely a fun trip. Those are the main ones that I really remember from school. The next thing I want to talk about is things you can gain from travel in your education as you get older. When you travel to different places, you could learn different languages. If you were to travel to different countries, you could learn about different cultures. You could learn to love a different culture that you didn't really know or wasn't sure if you liked before. You could also gain a compassion for others because you see how they live differently. You gain your independence because it's something that you're doing for you, not necessarily for someone else. Some of the places that I've traveled, back in 2011, we took a vacation to Washington, D.C., and we walked the National Mall. We went to all the different museums and learned about all the different histories and cultures. They had a museum that was full of all of dinosaur artifacts and some of the animals that are extinct. We went to the Smithsonian and saw some of the old wardrobes that people used to wear that they had on display. It was a beautiful experience. We've got to see the State House, Capitol House. My favorite site was the Lincoln Memorial. It was huge, and some of the pictures that we took was just, we were so tiny next to the monument. Sadly, while we were there, the pond was drained and they were doing construction on it, so we missed that part. But it was a beautiful sight. It was a really hot day, really long walk, so we didn't get to actually go up to the White House, but we did drive by. And as we were leaving, Barack Obama was actually speaking at one of the local colleges outside, so we got to see that as we went by. And then we headed to Virginia Beach for the rest of the vacation, so that was fun. I've been to Myrtle Beach several times, and we did do some tours there. They have a lot of old history there. The Strip down there is one of the main attractions. Everybody goes to the Strip, walks up and down it. It's got stores that have been there for years and years. I've been to Charleston, swamped full of history. There's a field trip that some of the schools like to do. They take you to the military battleship that's down there, and if you're a Boy Scout, your troop leader or den leader, as they like to call them, can book a stay, and the Boy Scouts can stay overnight. And then, of course, last year in August of 2017, we went to St. Augustine. Beautiful place. They offer so many tours that you can ride along, and they drive through the city, and they tell you about all the different places. It's amazing. They have a cannonball actually stuck in a wall of one of the buildings that's still there from in the war. So it's a very cool place to visit. No matter where you go, there's always something that can be gained educationally from any experience. You'll have to be willing to be open-minded and ready to absorb anything that is put in front of you. Thank you for listening.